Now we're going to talk about overfishing and how the World Wildlife Foundation can help. So if we look at our current situation, over 52% of all fish stocks are already fully exploited, and 20% are already modestly exploited. And unfortunately, 7% are already depleted. And we do have 1% which is recovering from depletion, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more later. So in 1992, the once thriving cod fishing industry came to a sudden full stop that resulted in almost 40,000 people losing their livelihood and an ecosystem in complete state of decay. Now, why did that happen? More than 100 million people depend on the fishing industry in some way or another. This is the case in developing countries, and the quantity of fish that fishermen are catching is only increasing. In the 1950s, we would catch 21 million tons of fish, and now in 2009, we catch 90 million tons. When so many fish are taken from the water, they can no longer replenish their species, and this is what overfishing is. More than half, and occasionally as much as 90% of a catch may be discarded. This is because the non-target species are caught during fishing. You can say dolphins, sharks. When they're caught, they just get killed and then dumped back into the water. And ever since 1989, annual yields have slowly been declining. This is because of methods such as cyanide fishing or dynamite fishing, which kills not only other species but also the environment. So what are some of the alternatives? Well, acts such as the Sustainable Fisheries Act have been brought up, which help fisheries manage their catches so that it prevents them from exceeding their sustainable yield. That way less fish are being caught. Other alternatives include marine protected areas, which we're going to talk about, and consumer seafood awareness campaigns. These can be things such as the regulation of net size when it comes to fishing, closure of breeding could be during the whole year or just during certain periods of time when the fish breed, and reduction in fishing pressure.
What's fishing pressure?
The amount of fish that are being they want more. They want the fisheries to bring in more fish. So some of the results. As fishing yields have dropped in the past 55 years, people have begun to realize the severity of the situation. Public awareness is increasing, thankfully. And many scientists say that a lot of aggressive fishery management and other solutions can help bring back some of the fish populations to their old size. So for example, here's a picture of a shark that got caught when I doubt they were fishing for hammerhead sharks. So how are we helping? Well, policies and government decisions have a huge impact on global fishing, and we help countries implement these policies for long-term food security and to provide coastal communities with a higher and sustainable standard of living. When it comes to making fisheries sustainable, the World Wildlife Foundation helped create the Marine Stewardship Council, or the MSC, which set an environmental standard for all sustainable fisheries. Currently, over 15,000 seafood products have the MSC label. And then when it comes to influencing the global market, we help all worldwide retailers get MSC certified, and once they are, we also continue to help them. And we're trying to change the fishing industry while maintaining the quality and the continuity of it as a whole. So we're not just trying to get rid of it. When it comes to addressing fishing subsidies, we encourage nations to reduce and reform fishing subsidies that contribute to overfishing. And we help create and expand marine protected areas. We work to create marine protected areas all over the ocean. And we help manage them once they're done. This can include monitoring them. So how will you help us help you? Well, all your support goes to conservation efforts. This can include protecting endangered species. This can be fish or any other species. Preserving threatened species. And addressing global threats such as deforestation or overfishing. And if we look at the information on the right, which can be found on our website, over 85% of all expenses in 2013 went to our program. This did include transportation, any supplies. 10% went to fundraising, and only 5% went to finance and administration. 92% of all money given to us by donations directly go to delivering conservation results, and only 8% goes to help run the organization. When it comes to research, donations help fund research that help lead the world in conservation of threatened species. And of course, like any organization, they help keep our staff active and cover operational costs. If you look at our operating revenue in 2013, over 40% of all our revenue come from donations, and only a few come from other revenues.